Hi and Assalamualaikum. Okay, topic for my study case is investigating photosynthesis. Hi, my name is NURSYAFIQAH ADAWIYAH binti Muhammad NORHISHAM, and today I'm going to explain about photosynthesis. Okay, introduction. Okay, we can see people nowadays want to live in a healthy environment and a healthy lifestyle. So many of them start to do gardening at their houses. Gardening is an ideal method for people to start crop plants like flower and vegetables for their attractiveness and their consumption. However, plants have the advantage which is they have potential to produce their own food. It is because plants carry out a process called photosynthesis. Okay, photosynthesis is a chemical reaction that absorbs CO2 and reacts with water to produce O2 and glucose with the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll. Photosynthesis also can be described as a process by which plants and certain other system organisms trans- transform light energy into chemical energy. Okay, the photosynthesis starts when chlorophyll absorbs energy from sunlight. Leaves are the major location for plants to photosynthesis because at plants a lot of chloroplasts are found there. Okay, chloroplasts are found in the cell that are called mesophyll or we call as a parenchyma cell in the entire tissue of the leaf. Inside of the chloroplast membrane have the thylakoids that stuck in columns called as the grana, and each of the chloroplasts contain the stroma. Okay, photosynthesis also is we can define as a redox process in which H2O is oxidized and CO2 is a redox. Chloroplasts also split H2O into hydrogen and oxygen and incorporate the electron of hydrogen into sugar molecules. Leaves appear green because of the pigment chlorophyll that is found in the thylakoid membranes of the chloroplast in the leaf. Okay. Next, we proceed to the problem statement for the case. Okay. Uh, we know gardening is a tedious job and requires careful care. Without a good care of the plants that are planted, it can be damaged and destroyed. However, we can see that Heidi made a little mistake and was careless during gardening. She keeps the translucent green curtain at the window closed while she grows the plants in the room. She makes a little problem that causes the big problem to the plants that she plants. The purpose of this topic is to find problems to discuss and to solve the problem that Heidi does during gardening. Okay, we go for the discussion one. Okay, what happened when Heidi used a translucent green curtain to the wavelength of the light? Okay, plants are a creatures that need to be cared for lovely. When we gardening, we should give them adequate nutrition, sunlight and water. In this case, we can see that Heidi follows all the guidance that is given by the book. But her plants did not grow. It is because the translucent green curtain that she used in the room made her plants not grow, and the translucent green curtain changed the to the green uh, to to the green wavelength of the visible spectrum when it passed through the translucent green curtain. Okay. Plants use sunlight to make energy during the process known as a photosynthesis. Chlorophyll are absorbed red and blue wavelength of the light, but transmit green wavelength of light because green light is the less effective. For this reason, it gives the low rate for plants to do photosynthesis because the plants retrieve limits light from sun and translucent green curtain blocks the sunflower directly enters the plant. Okay, the green light will have detrimental effects because lack of photosynthesis and green light do not cause plants to actually die. It will break down the chlorophyll after some time, and that is why headache plants do not grow. Okay, we go to the discussion 2. Why does the herbicides inhibit carbohydrate production? Okay, herbicides are substances used to control unwanted crops, and they control certain species of weeds that leave the desired relative crop harmless, and they are also commonly known as weed killers. Okay. This can also be used by the public for usable cleaning such as cleaning the garbage can, the industrial areas and the construction site. In general, these herbicides inhibit the process of photosynthesis binding the photosystem II complex protein D1 in the thylakoid membrane of chloroplast. The binding of the herbicides to this protein blocks electron transport and stop the fixation of CO2 and the production of energy needed like ATP and NADPH2, and it are required for plants to grow. Okay. Blocking the transport of electron is in the photosystem to cause the formation of highly reactive molecules that initiate a chain of reaction that induce the destruction of membrane lipids like proteins, resulting in leakage and on the membranes and resulting in drying of cell and cell organelle, and this will quickly distort them. Okay, to make it effective, the herbicides must reach the location of action. In plants, herbicides are bound to specific location, usually in a single protein region, and as a result, they will interfere with psychological processes that are important to normal plants for growth and development. Okay. In this case, he did make a second mistake, which is she used a a trizine, or that known as a, a threats for her fertilize her plants. A threats is the fertilizer that is used by a corn farmer, but this fertilizer is the herbicides inhibit, which this kind of fertilizer is kills plant of instant existing it to grow. It because the A threats is for controlling the many of body leaf and with some of grass in in approved crop. Each trait is found in the light dependent stage of the photosynthesis, and it also inhabits photosystem 1, and it change the component from photosynthesis. I'm sorry. Okay. At trace A threads is found in the light dependent stage of the photosynthesis, and it also inhabit photosystem 2, and it changes the components from photosystem 2 to photosystem 1 in the electron transport chain, and it also used for the production energy, which is ATP, through the phosphorylation process. Okay. However, photosynthesis electron transfer is interfered because atrazine binds with D1 proteins and starts to block the electron transfer chain from primary to secondary. Primary to secondary is except the plastoquinone. Electron Electrons also cannot be harnessed to produce ATP from the exogenic flow. As a result, it made the plants lack ATP and glucose to carry out the respiration process and for growth of plants. To solve the problem, Hedy should stop using threads and use the fertilizer that make her plants grow. Okay, we proceed to the discussion 3. Okay, when the plants are dying, why do you think the leaves are turning to yellow and not just brown? Okay. Mm, in this case, okay, we know that there are many conditions that affect plants' growth and cause the plants to turn yellow. Plants are prone to inappropriate temperature variation, too sensitive to the chemical, and excessive of nutrition. They also require a certain soil composition and pH level. Each plant have a different lighting requirements, and they are often prey to pests and having certain disease, and many other factors affect his health. Okay, we can see from the problem that he faced in the case is she used the translucent green curtain that change the white light wavelength of spectrum to green light that block the plants get the direct sun. And the Hedy used to fertilize her plants with the wrong fertilizer, which is the A A traits. They are function to kill plant for cleaning the ground. These two types of methods make her plants not grow, and the plants lack photosynthesis and also lacks ATP to carry out active transport and respiration. It is because of the mistakes that he did make. This is the reason why I think that leaves turning to yellow and not just brown. Cause no ATP or NADPH are synthesized, and the process of photosynthesis does not happen. Okay. Next we go conclusion. Okay, to be conclude, translucent green curtain is not good for plants' growth because not all plants are absorb green wavelength light or spectrum, and it can cause lack of photosynthesis to process, and A-threads fertilizer also not good for plants' growth and development. This kind of atrazine is not synthesize the ATP or NADPH because photosynthesis electron is interpreted. We can see we can see that photosynthesis is an important process for all plants, and almost all life on Earth depends. Oh, sorry, this okay. Of life on Earth depends on this process for survival. Without the without the photosynthesis, as a human, we should care about our Earth for survival. I'm sorry about this. Okay, next. Okay, this is my reference that I found about my study case, which is investigating photosynthesis. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you. Sorry for the little mistake that I made.